So the question now is how to deal with a suspicious husband. My name is Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. I think that you'll find our approach quite different from what is generally out there with the Western psychological approach. Our approach tends to be very pro-marriage, claiming, and I claim it without any reservation, that your marriage should be filled with happiness and love. And you deserve that. You're entitled to that. But all the other things that we think we're entitled to, maybe not so much. So in this world of exposure and of really low morality, it's not hard to understand why you would be suspicious. And it's not so hard to understand why your husband would be suspicious. There's so much interaction between the genders that didn't used to be polite in the old days. In the old days, people addressed each other of the other gender as Mr. or Mrs. It was very formal because people were very careful not to cross lines. Now the lines are very different, aren't they? So if your husband is suspicious, cut him a little slack, okay? First of all. Second of all, understand something. It's not about you. This is not an attack on you. This is not a claim that you are not trustworthy, that you are not loyal. This is a fear that your husband has. He is afraid without provocation. Forget about the provocation part. Forget about taking any kind of responsibility for his suspicion. Don't do that. Why? Because you're not responsible for his thinking. Now, can you alleviate some of his fear? Sure. You love him. Why wouldn't you try to do that? But be very careful. There's a very thin line between being defensive and being concerned enough to alleviate his fears. Are you hearing this? This is a really huge distinction. So many people in your position would take the position of, well, he has no reason to be suspicious of me. How dare he? Well, what that means is that you're not understanding that he has a problem. And when you don't see it that way, then there's nothing that you, out of love, want to do to help him. But when you love him, and I'm not questioning whether you love him or not, I know you do. But when you love him, your approach should be, in all cases, what can I do to make his life easier? What can I do? Whether he's right or wrong doesn't make any difference. We don't know why he's fearful. Who knows? Something may have triggered him, something maybe that his mom did with his father, something that an aunt did, or a friend of his, or a friend of his wife did. We don't know. And so he has this fear. It is not about you. Very important for you to always remember that. That's part of it. The other part is how much I love you, honey. I really care. I understand how you can be suspicious. And I want you to know that even though there's nothing that I'm doing that would create anything other than love and harmony in our marriage, you can ask me any questions and I'm happy to respond to you and mean it. Why not? What do you have to lose? Is there a little bit of pride in the way by your saying, I don't have to respond to him, I don't have to answer to him? Well, where's that coming from? Put the shoe on the other foot. Again, Don't see it as an attack. Because if you do, your inner defense mechanism, which is born from the drive to survive, it's an organic thing, it's in the body, that's going to come to the fore. And in our marriages, always what we want to come to the fore is love, consideration, all of the things that tell your spouse you love him. That's what you want. You know, a lot of people have read my books, and it really helps them, because we don't get into marriage, and it's not the only thing that we have, by the way. We have other products. I'm not trying to sell you a product. What I am trying to suggest to you is that we don't get married knowing how to be married. We don't grow up learning how to be married. Really. We get all this weird stuff thrown at us, mostly from the psychological community of making proper I statements, how to handle arguments, how to do this, how to do that. None of that is meaningful. If you don't make part of you that you got married and your husband got married in order to be happy, and I don't mean just, oh, I'm happy today we got married. I mean happier every single day of your lives. That's what marriage is supposed to provide. You're also supposed to feel unconditional love. You're supposed to learn how to bring that into your life. I see it this way. The fact that we are able to be happy, who isn't, and the fact that we have free will, which means we govern our own mind, means that we are entitled to be happy. That we can feel love means that we are entitled to feel love. The breakdown comes when we think other people should make us happy or give us love. That's the breakdown. Go to our website, themarriagefoundation.org, see what we have to offer. Definitely subscribe to this channel. You'll learn so much. Thank you for spending time with me. My name is Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation, and I hope you like this video. Give it a like. Leave a comment. Very interested in your feedback. God bless, and take care.